Hello, CFA Nation, Gabe.
Nick.
And we are here today to bring you another installment of R3
Wickets.
Woo! That's right. We're going to be reviewing today's game between RCB, Nick Squad, and the infamous. Oh my God. They're now infamous right now, bro. I think the whole team, by the way, has just joined my Sinister Six. But SRH, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, this game, Nick, today, it had so many twists and turns. Listen, there were people in our stream that as I'm getting ready to check out, they're like, just give them the 2 points already. You know what I'm saying? Once, ABD fell, people were done. They were like, and I don't know if that was due to my curse or whatnot, but they were done. They said, just give them the 2 points already. Not one RCB fan actually thought that this game was salvageable. But once again, this was an unbelievable win for your squad, RCB. Congratulations to you, first and foremost. But I got to say, bro, I'm depressed. I'm panicking at this point. I don't believe in curses, Nick, but it's just that bad. It's just that. And today's game, not only did, and we'll talk about this later, not only did my fantasy prediction, ABD the alien, go down for a duck, but then the Sunrisers lose? Nick, I can't, bro.
The last thing I heard you say on the stream was, and I was able to watch the entire match. I stayed home today to rest up a little bit, watch the entire match. The last thing I heard you say was, hey, at least I picked SRH. At least that's not going to go wrong. And I'll get to that later, okay? We had, like you said, SRH versus RCB. SRH had no business losing this whatsoever. RCB did not put enough points, in my opinion, 149. And for 8, didn't put enough points. But for the second match in a row, the grounds at Chidambaram, for the second time in a row, a team collapses altogether. I'm going to go ahead and start with what I liked. Besides the fact that RCB is in first place, baby. First place, 2 wins. Yes.
You can't make it up.
The only team that can tie them is, at least in wins, is the Kings. We'll see how they do in their second match. But instead of them being in first place, I'm wearing the baggy green. Doesn't it look so nice? It's always propped up there on my bat. I've never been able to use it yet. And I'm wearing it because of our countrymen. That's right. I'm saying our countryman, Glenn Maxwell, the man of the match. This guy is phenomenal. I'm not going to lie to anyone at all. Did not like the signing, the auction pickup of Glenn Maxwell. I was talking mad trash. I was so infuriated during the bidding war with CSK. Let CSK have him. Let CSK have him.
Every time it went up another court, you could see Nick's face like, what, 7 courts, 8 courts, 10 courts, 11 courts.
Not happy. Talking mad trash about it. Mad trash. Boy, was I wrong. And not just because the obvious, 39 the first match, 59 the second match. Not just because he got his first half century since 2016, people. 2016. Not just because he's only 10 runs away from his entire season total of runs last year for the Kings 11. Woo! He's the one that made him lose the 11, for crying out loud. The reason why I'm so happy to have Glenn Maxwell is because he just fits with this squad. Do you think in 2 matches at least that he even worries whatsoever what Virat Kohli's going to say about his performance? Glenn Maxwell, well, he is the big show for the reason. He has the right grit. He has the right personality. He is a perfect fit, and he looks mighty good in the black and red and gold. He is a perfect fit for RCB. I love what he did. This match was like 105 or something like that at the start of the death. He needed to protect his wicket because everyone else was just giving it away. Wickets for sale, big blowout sale, and he was protecting his wicket like nobody's business. He was able to turn it on when he needed to. Yes, he went down the final ball, but he was able to get him to that score where supposedly it was impossible to chase. Gabe, what did you like?
Well, I'll just tell you right now what I liked. It was the bowling as well, okay? It was the bowling as well. Let me tell you something right now, bro. Rashid Khan was masterful out there today. 4 overs, 18 runs, all right? Economy rate of 450 and 2 wickets, my friend. and Jason Holder. And I'm mad at myself because at the beginning of the stream, and you know this, I mentioned, listen, Jason Holder took 3 wickets from them the first time they met up last year. Excuse me, because remember, Jason Holder wasn't there for the first game, but in the second game, which was Jason Holder's first meeting, took 3 wickets. And I said, man, I should go with Jason Holder, but I didn't know if he was going to start. I thought Kane Williamson would be in the side. Wrong. Still no Kane Williamson. He's MIA. His face is on the back of a milk carton. Nobody knows where he's at. So we had Holder in there today, and Holder also held court. 3 wickets, 4 overs, 30 runs, a 750 economy rate. Man, the bowling was masterful. Absolutely masterful. You know, again, when you hold a team to 152, you should be able to win that game. You should be able to chase that down, but it didn't happen. I think the last thing I'll mention about what I liked real quick is batting was tough. It's been tough on this pitch for 2 days. No surprise. But I got to give David Warner some credit because he was the second highest scorer today with he was 54 runs, right behind your Big Show, 59 runs. So I got to give him a little bit of credit. But to me, that's what I liked. Not much to like on the SRH side other than those 2 things. There's a lot of dislikes, though. So I'm going to jump right into the dislike right now, Nick. I'm going to jump right into the dislike right now. The batting collapse, the epic batting collapse that this team had is disgusting. And when I'm thinking to myself watching this, they lost 7 wickets. 7 wickets in the depth. I'm like, this is unbelievable. This is me. You know what? This is me. It's me. That's what it is. Dude. And then I'm thinking to myself, this is just can't happen. And I heard something in the broadcast, like, oh, SRH fans are familiar with this scene. And I'm like, what? So I do a little research. Nick, do you realize that this is not their first batting collapse? I mean, epic batting collapse. Let me give you a little, and SRH fans right now, like, no, please. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Yes. Remember 15 for 8 versus DC? 15 runs, 8 wickets. They were chasing 55 off 29, Nick. Then 32 off of 8 versus your RCB. They were chasing 43 off of 29, Nick. Listen to these. This is all death overs, okay? 14 for 7. Remember that, SRH fans? 14 for 7. 14 for 7. Unbelievable. Once again, they were chasing 27 runs off of 24 balls that time, Nick. That's a run a ball, basically. And they collapsed. They lost. Are you kidding? 29 for 7 was the last one against RCB again. RCB has a way of doing this. And it was 35 off of 24. And I remember getting into the second innings and watching Varun Kumar. He's got everybody huddled up and he's fired up. And I'm like, what is this dude talking about? It's done. You guys are cooked food, bro. Apparently he remembers that they've already they've already destroyed that batting order twice and made him collapse. This is atrocious, bro. And the last, the other thing I disliked was, bro, it drives me crazy. Johnny Bairstow. This is why he's trash, because he loves to throw away his wicket. In my opinion, Johnny Bairstow, along with David Warner, are the single biggest reasons that SRH lost today, because Johnny Bairstow, while they were still close to almost a run per ball, they don't have to chase. You're in good shape. What does he do? He tries to go out there, smash a 6, and he gets caught. Shame on you, Bairstow. You're trash. No discipline. And am I the only one that can read? Am I the only one that does any research around here? David Warner, you're the captain of the team. You don't got to go back like I did 2 years. You don't got to go back the whole tournament. Just go back to yesterday. What happened? Team was not able to chase on here. David Warner, this slow pitch is eating people alive. Why would you win the toss and decide to chase? Okay? 4 games so far, Nick, in Chennai. 4 games in Chennai. You realize 3 of them were not chased. You realize that there's been batting collapses and epic. Why? Because you're smarter than the room, David Warner? Good luck to you. Oh, bro, it's match fixing. Can I say match fixing? Match fixing. No, match fixing.
Throw everything on the wall.
Explain to me his thoughts there.
The stadium in Chennai is the place where chases go to die. RCB is the only team to chase so far, and it took a miracle chase, for crying out loud. Oh, man, you're talking about a lot of things that are right up my alley. Talk about SRH for a second. Since I watched the entire match, the guys in the dugout on Hotstar were absolutely fantastic, had some great points. I'm going to get to one of those later on. But we were watching this match. SRH was rotating the strike like nobody's business. It was so annoying. 7 runs, 8 runs, 9 runs, 10 runs, whatever it was. They constantly rotated that strike. Everything was going their way. Shahal couldn't get a wicket. Nobody can get a wicket, for crying out loud. And then Bairstow, he goes for a 6. It was obvious his bat was uppercutting. He went for a 6. Why? That's the worst thing you could have done. And then Manish Pandey, 1 or 2 balls later, did the same exact thing. That's why SRH, in my opinion, if I can put it on 2 guys, that's where they lost. If I can put it on 1 guy for RCB, I would say Glenn Maxwell, but there was obviously some other contributors. What did I dislike about this match besides RCB almost losing it? Mush! I hated mush! I'm so sick and tired of mush sanity and all this nonsense to mush and beyond. It's out of control. Gabe, you have powers that you do not understand, and they're not powers for good. There are weapons in the world that have permits. Why do you not have a permit? You don't know how to use it. Child safety, for crying out loud. Your mush powers are ridiculous. You destroyed Ben Stokes' entire IPL season. You destroyed it. You're lucky Gil Hodges was already taken care of before you were alive. Then Bumrah, he's my fantasy pick. 0 wickets. 0 when he owns those wickets. And then you go for ABD. And as soon as you rewind the tape, for crying out loud, I was like, no, why? Why? I know about your power. ABD, a duck. The guy, how I mentioned RCB chase, you want to know why? Because the alien was there to chase it. Gabe didn't mush him. What is wrong with you? Why do you go against Samad or something like that? Why you got to go against my guy? I have no idea. I am so sick of it. You've got to admit it. And don't ever talk about soap again until you show it to all of us and you say, I'm using this tonight. I'm going to use it the way the Attorney General wants me to use it, for crying out loud. This is out of control. You destroyed AB de Villiers' game. He didn't even get a chance. He walked away saying, mush, I knew it. Mush, I knew it. I will never pick a guy that you say ever again because I respect the powers. Thank goodness RCB got to survive this. But you know, and I'm gonna call it the BCCI. I'm gonna send them the tapes, my friend, all the secret tapes, the wiretaps. I'm gonna get you fined and suspended by the BCCI so you can't creep your way back in there.
Is this a new segment? I thought you had to take usually it's a player, the umpire. You like me? Come on,
mush. Understand the powers, mush. Understand them.
Gosh,
listen,
hilarious.
You're a CSK fan, right? Which cricket ground right now is cursed you can't chase on? CSK. I'll tell you one thing. CSK is thinking they're lucky stars. I don't care if that's their home ground. No offense to anyone living in Chennai. No offense whatsoever. But what'd you do to the grounds? Holy cow. And SRH is like, I don't ever want to see those grounds again. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
That's where I got to disagree with you, though. Because I think that's why CSK builds their team with so many spinners, and because it's such.
And RCB doesn't have spinners. SRH didn't have spinners go out there.
And SRH, to their credit, look at their spinners. Khan did well on that ground. I think that
Khan does well on Mars, for crying out loud.
He said Khan does good in Sarjar. It doesn't matter, but they do. In my opinion, CSK, that's why they got here. At least I've been told that's why they got Mitchell Santner. They got all these spinners because they're not trying to outslug you. They just want to be able to put up that.
They didn't play them last year.
And, obviously but last year, remember, they weren't at home. They were in the UAE. Yeah. So they built their team for this year, and I think that's what hurt them. With that being said, Nick, I want to go to what I learned. Okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's right about this Chennai pitch, bro. It's about this Chennai pitch, and Chennai is a beast to bat in the death. So far this year, like I said, 3 matches. It was 35 for 7 today. Talk about an epic collapse just yesterday. That's what I'm like, what is David Warner doing? Did he not see the 20 for 3 yesterday? They couldn't.
Messing with fate.
It just drives me crazy. And I know people are going to defend him. Oh, this is why he did it. You always want to chase. No, you don't. Not when this is happening. Are you serious right now? But what I learnd is I understand now why people who are CSK fans said, Gabe, they were out of their element last year, and had CSK had their home grounds, at least at home, they would have been able to hold court. Because remember, it wasn't like people got other than Mumbai. Look at the standings for last year, the points table. CSK almost got in, right? Even with their horrible record. So all you got to do is defend home. And as long as you defend your home grounds and you get your whatever home games you get, it's 14 games. So you should be ended up getting at least 4 or 5. I don't remember how many you get on your home pitch. As long as you defend that, you should be okay. Remember, at the end, it was a scramble between between third, I should say, and eighth. Anybody could have gotten in. So they build their team for that. Now, we heard this argument, I remember, in the Australia versus England series, not Australia, I'm sorry, in the England versus India series, right? Oh, the pitch is it's spinning. It was spinning today since the very beginning. It was sticking today since the very beginning. I prefer this kind of cricket. I really do, Nick, because think about this. Think about this. Every game that has been in Chennai, was it not exciting to the last ball, to the last over? Yes.
Because I'm collapsing. I don't want to see these guys collapse.
Don't care.
That pitch from the second innings from over 14 and on, it just fell completely apart. It was quicksand.
I prefer to see this where it's a game, meaning you're still in it in the death over. You're still in it up into the last over, as opposed to a game where, oh my gosh, it's a blowout, 220, 230. There's no way you're catching up. That's just me, okay?
Why is it got to be one or the other? Why can't it be a mixture of both?
You know what? That's just, again, my preference. I guarantee you there's going to be more people on your side that love the high-scoring matches. But I understand the Chennai pitch now. I understand the spin. For people that don't like it, guess what? This is my home grounds. You can do whatever you want on your home grounds. And remember, I was saying the same thing with the England and India series. Nobody was complaining when that first flat pitch gave up. What did it yield? Almost 1,000 runs between both teams, India and England. Yeah, England had 600 and we're talking tests, I understand. But England had 600. India had 400. Don't give me a pitch that's going to give me in a test match 1,000 in the first inning. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that garbage. Get me the wickets. I love the scalp taking. And regardless whether my pick lost today or not, to me, this is more natural cricket. And you really have to have skill in order to survive out here. And you can see in the last 2 days, Nick, not a lot of people got skill, brother. Not playing that spin, not playing on these pitches, because guys, wickets are getting eaten alive. Oh my God, I love this game. Nick, what did you learn?
I could not disagree with you more. What I learned, we have seen great captains like Rohit Sharma in T20. We've seen great captains in Test, and Rahane with the backup captain job in Australia. We have seen Virat Kohli as a beast when it comes with the bat, right? As a beast when it comes to the fielding. But finally, the question has been answered for me. Will I ever see Virat Kohli, the great captain for RCB? I saw it today, ladies and gentlemen. I saw it today because when they went into the death bowling, SRH, they were at 106 for 2. 108 for 2, excuse me. All they needed was 42 runs in the death. That's it. And you had Siraj with 1 more over. You had Patel with 2 more overs. You had Shabazz with 3 more overs. Who were you going to go with when we got to the 17th over? In the dugout, they were talking about, what if it was me? I would go with Patel, see how he does. If he does good, put him in the 19th because that's your most important over. You probably end with Siraj. You have Siraj go 18, end with, and who do they end with? They went with Patel. But they weren't even thinking about Sundar, for crying out loud. Virat Kohli, they all made their selections. No one chose Shabazz Ahmed. Not one person chose him, right? Even me. He's on my fantasy squad, but I thought I was choosing Samad, to tell you the truth. I chose the wrong guy, and it worked out for me. He sent out Ahmed, and right away the dugout, it's like, oh, we were all wrong about this one. They could not get a wicket. They could not get a wicket to save their life, for crying out loud. And then what happened? Ahmed got 3 wickets in that over. The last one, Cotton Bolt. The very last one. And when he caught it and he threw his arms out like this. It was the most amazing decision on who's going to bowl and how are they going to attack. Shabazz Ahmed was absolutely amazing in that over. Absolutely amazing. And then you had Patel clean it up, Siraj clean it up, and Patel clean it up again in the 20th over. But that over, in my opinion, was the entire match. I also saw someone I didn't even knew about before, a short run or whatever that's called, where the guys didn't go all the way to the crease. Rashid Khan busted that blunder in his run out. He didn't get all the way, so I'd never seen that before. But what I learned was Virat Kohli, he is, with my eyes now, he is, the whole package. He can do it all. And that decision, in my opinion, with what Glenn Maxwell did and what the bowlers were able to produce, that decision won the match, saved the match, and it wasn't looking good for a while. So Virat Kohli, good on you, my friend.
I got to agree with you, bro. I got to agree with you. There was a masterful performance. And like I said, not from he had the confidence, bro, that they were going to win this game. I remember just watching that and it struck me odd. Like, bro, you guys are like all out 152 or whatever it is, 149. You guys are pumped. I don't get it. And he's like fired up in the huddle as they're coming out. And apparently Virat, like, you're right. And he made some great decisions. I personally, as I'm watching, like, I wouldn't have gone to him like that. I wouldn't have, you know what I mean? But it was a great call. So I tip my cap to him and his captaincy. Well, Nick, the time has arrived.
No.
This is what everybody comes for.
No.
Everybody comes for.
Okay, who am I not going to pick tomorrow? Go ahead and tell me.
Tomorrow's match, all right? DC versus the Rajasthan Royals.
You better not dare go after my boy. You better not dare.
First and foremost, let me say this, okay? Nick, who do you got in the match?
Who do I have in the match? Delhi Capital. Come on.
Of course, he's going to go Delhi Capitals. You know what? I got to go Delhi Capitals. Not because I hate the Rajasthan Royals, guys, but
I don't hate the Rajasthan Royals.
Without Chris Jofra Archer, you guys are in trouble. Jofra Archer, by the way, in the last 2 games against DC, took a total of 6 wickets. So now they got no Jofra Archer and no Ben Stokes. There's just
Thanks to you in this segment right here.
So for the first time, we're going to be on the same side. Like, yeah, I got to go with DC. Conventional wisdom tell me I got to go with DC. But who am I going with? Guys,
don't.
Got to do it. Got to do it. Sanju Samson. And let me explain why. This guy puts up huge runs at the beginning of each season. Nick, in 2020 season, he had 74, 85, then 2-4. He only had one other 50, but it usually comes in the first 2 or 3 games. In 2019, 30, 102. Yeah, you heard correct. 102, 8, and then he had one other 60. He put up 441 that game. In 2018, he had literally 92, 49, and 56. Dude, he had literally 203 games, and then the rest of he ended up with like only 336. This guy puts up all his runs at the beginning of the season. So I gotta go with Sanju Samson.
Obviously, it's not gonna happen this year.
There's no such thing as a curse. It's coincidence.
What score would not be good enough for you? If he put a 30, would you be celebrating that? Because I wouldn't.
No.
Based on the history. Okay.
No.
Oh, I can't wait.
He's got to give me a 50 better. He's got to give me a 50 better. Bro, I got the stats.
Why do you didn't you the research the other times? Why do you hate the Royal fans so much? Why do you hate Sanju Samson?
I don't.
Oh my gosh! Don't pick up Sanju Samson. Who I think you should pick up, though, is Prithvi Shaw. This guy was amazing in domestic. He's really bounced back. He had a great performance the first match. I'm not expecting another 72, but I do expect him to put up some runs. So look out for him on your fantasy squad for the Delhi Capitals. For the Rajasthan Royals, right? For the Rajasthan Royals, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Who do you got for the Rajasthan Royals as far as a fantasy guy?
I already told you, Sanju Samson. Got to do it.
Oh, yeah, he's on Rajasthan. My bad. Who do you got for Delhi Capitals?
You know, it's funny. You're going to change your pick. I've already locked my picks, by the way. You could go check right now. I got Prithvi Shaw. I put Prithvi Shaw.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Why?
Why? Because he had 6 consecutive hundreds in domestic. He comes out the first game and busts like a snooze.
Why did you choose him? Why did you say that name?
Go check right now. It's already locked on our fantasy league. I made the decision today.
Oh, no. Okay. Now I'm definitely not messing around. At all. For the Royals, I would say Josh Butler because Ben Stokes is not there. They're going to want some stability. He may open tomorrow. Who knows? The opening partnership. I would go with Josh Butler. I think that's a good pick for the batting side. One with 2 batters right there. The question is, guys, what do you think? Do you think there's any chance that Gabe can rectify somewhat? Because I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. There was a guy, Mira, in the chat today. He's like, Gabe, if AB goes off, I will never talk trash again. And I'm like, you're going to forgive him that quickly? Because he got one right? You're going to forgive him that? Now, I'm not saying I get him all right. I don't. But it's like epic proportions. Thank you so much for watching. To be clear, I don't hate Gabe. I hate the mush picks nonsense. That's what I dislike. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I think I already said that 15 times. Thank you so much. Don't forget to comment below. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.